It is the semi-rambling edition of It's Always Game Day in Cleveland. He's Daryl Ryder, and I'm Andy Baskin. Do you have a read? I'm just going to
got to remind folks that mobile sports betting is legal here in the state of Ohio, has been since January. BetQL wants to help you make the most informed bets possible. Get all of today's best bets by heading to BetQL.com or simply by downloading the BetQL app, where you can claim your free 3-day trial today. BetQL.com/news/923TheFan, where you can get all your exclusive sportsbook offers.
All right, since we went off the rails last segment,
And you know what?
Let's go off the rails.
It's totally worth going off the rails. Come on.
Yeah, we could talk about Christmas presents next, but I don't want to do that next. So what happened to the playoff scenario where the Browns lose? Steelers jumped the Browns by 1.
Yeah, there was a little.
Why is that? You got to help me with that. Why are the Steelers in second?
Tiebreakers.
What is the tiebreaker though?
I think they might have a better conference record.
Oh yeah, losing to the Broncos doesn't help. That's right.
So here's how the playoff picture looks as we do this, and it'll be unchanged because again, Monday Night Football is the Bears and the Vikings. So the AFC picture is unaffected. But here it is. There was a pretty big shakeup this past weekend, at least as far as the order goes. Kansas City back on top at 8-3. Jacksonville is the number 2 seed right now. Miami, the Dolphins, leaders in the AFC East, they are number 3, and the Ravens are the 4th seed, also at 8-3. This is all because of tiebreaker stuff. The Squealers, after beating the Bungles, they are 7-4 now, and have overtaken second place in the AFC North, as well as the top wild card spot in the conference. The Browns slide from 5 to 6.
Yep.
And into third place. And we have a new 7 seed. Drum roll, please. The Indianapolis Colts. How about them apples? The Colts are the 7 seed. Houston gets bumped after that loss to Jacksonville. They fall to 6-5. Denver now in the hunt though at 6-5. Buffalo at 6-6. And I'm going to cut it off there because if you're below 500, sorry, you are not in playoff contention in my view. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it. You remember all those years where we'd be like, the Browns, they're 5-6, they're in it, and they're like the 12th seed in the AFC.
Yeah. All right. So the New York Times does all their stuff, right? I used to be on 538. They quit doing it, so I'm done with that.
The odds, the playoff odds.
Yeah, it's 7-3. It's 7-3. The Browns were like an 80-some% chance.
Right.
When they lost,
at 87 too, I think.
Yeah, now they're 66. They have a 1% chance of having a bye, being the best team. They have a 7% chance of hosting a wild card, a 58% chance of making the playoffs, and
to host a wild card, they have to win the division.
Right, so that's 7%. So
they got 7% chance to chase down the Ravens, which, by the way, is not happening.
So and if you want to play this game, according to the New York Times, if they beat the Rams this week, they just have to beat them.
Yeah,
they move up to a 79% chance, and a 12% chance of hosting a wild card game.
All right, let's play the schedule game here.
You want to give me another one? Hang on, I'll even add it on another one. I'll give you. They're not beating the Jags, are they? Anybody believe they're beating the Jaguars?
No.
Okay, so if they did beat the Jaguars, that would move them up to 93%. If they lose to the Jaguars, they're kind of where they are right now, 72% chance. Bears is a win, you think? I'll play this game with you, though.
Yeah,
all right, so let's just say they beat the Rams.
Beat the Bears, lose to Jacksonville.
81%.
That would then put them at what, 9-5, right?
Right, that's 81% chance. You want me to keep going? At the Texans next. Is that a win or a loss?
I'm going to say that's a loss because
that's a loss because the Texans are playing
Stroud well. Have you been watching CJ Stroud with the Texans?
Yes, I've been watching.
Holy smokes, that dude! I mean, good job, Ryan Day. I guess he just had to get out of Columbus. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Stop. All right, 73% chance if they beat the Rams, beat the Bears, lose to the Jags, lose to the Texans. Can we give them a win against the Jets? Yes.
By the way, that Jets game might be like another Steelers game. It might be like 9-8.
81% chance. 76% chance.
And they're going to beat the Bengals at the end of the year.
And by the way, that takes you to what, 7, 8, 9? That's 10 wins.
Yeah, I think they still get to 11.
All right, and give them a win against the Bengals then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Bengals are cooked. They are
right.
so cooked. They are beyond lost without Joe Burrow, number one. Number two, their defense is not as good as the Browns. Like, so I feel like there are three teams that are like all pretty much the same, right? I feel like the Browns, the Jets, and the Bengals are pretty much the same. But the Browns have the edge over both because I think the Browns have the best defense when healthy. I think the Jets have of the three teams has the second best defense when they're healthy, and then the Bengals are third. But three good defenses, right?
Right.
Lost their starting quarterbacks for the year, and they're pretty much up the creek without a paddle. With
right.
Their backup situation. Obviously, I think the Browns have the most dire of the situations at quarterback because their backups are really bad. And Joe Flacco's probably going to have to start and don't know what to expect from him. DTR, he's banged up. So I'm assuming that he isn't going to play against the Rams. I'm just making that assumption.
All right, so I went through it, and 99% chance if they win those games that we said they would. So losing to the Jaguars, losing to the Texans, is a 99% chance. Obviously, if they win out, they're in with a 28% chance of having of hosting a wild card or a 28% chance of a bye week, 62% chance of hosting a wild card. So let's just and if they pull off one of these big upsets, let's just say they lose to the Jags down the road. There's still a 99% chance. So I'm just wondering how many games could they lose? Let's say the Texans and the Bengals.
They have to go 3-3, Andy.
They have to get knocked out?
No, they have to go 3-3 to make it.
They
that's all. They just have to play 500 football the rest of the way. I think 10-7 gets them in. That might get them the number 7 wild card seed because of tiebreakers, because they will I'm assuming that they're going to lose to Jacksonville. That's another AFC loss. I think they're going to lose to Houston. That's another AFC conference loss. So if they get in, it's probably going to be as the number 7 seed because of the that conference tiebreaker there.
They're going to have to beat the Bengals the last game of the season, I think, to do that, right? So if they go 3-3 and the 3 wins are the Rams, Bears, and Jets, 74% chance. I don't know. There's a part of me that can see them losing this week.
Well, too. Jets is AFC though, so that helps them. Beating the Jets helps them.
Correct, but listen to this. They lose if they only win 2 of their next 6.
They're out.
They're out, man.
Oh, yeah. 100. 9 and 8 does not get you in the playoffs this year.
No, this is ugly. That's 81% chance of getting knocked out. So but it comes down to the Rams and the Jags. Like they've got to win.
Right.
They really have to win one of the next 2 games here.
Yeah, well, they got to go 3-3 down the stretch. They got 6 games on the schedule. They got to win 3 of them, and the 3 that I think they win are against inferior competition. I think they beat the Rams, they beat the Bears, they beat the Bengals, and we'll see you in week 19.
All right. Any final thoughts, my friend, as we kind of went through the playoff scenario there?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good too. I think we're good. I think we've stretched out. We'll talk more holiday stuff too in the next edition of It's Always Game Day in Cleveland. He's he's Daryl Ryder. I'm Andy Baskin. She's Meredith Kane. She did a great job of producing this, although I don't think she wants her name on this one, but that's all right. It's always game day in Cleveland. Thanks for listening and watching.